Juneteenth is a deeply emotional moment for enslaved people because for decades, for centuries, enslaved people prayed for, hoped for, fought for in the form of slave rebellions, running away, bought their freedom when they could. And if you read slave narratives, if you listen to spirituals from the era of slavery, you know that enslaved people longed for freedom. This was something that had been hoped for, but many believe may never come.
Well, the master promised to give me $40 a month in bed. Well, lots of the boys say they ain't want it. They rather go free, you know.
Being able to go wherever they wanted, being able to wonder about. For enslaved people, it was an expression of their freedom.
Well, Matt Porter was the one that long Miss Porter, one of our white folks' neighbors. He was coming along, we all sitting on the fence, and a colored soldier come along and asked her did she want to go with him. And she said yes, she mounted one of them horses. She went on with them. I never did see her and hear tell of her no more.
When I think about Juneteenth, I think about it in the context of Emancipation Day celebrations that began January 1, 1863. They took on a whole new meaning when slavery was formally abolished after 1865. You would have had African-American veterans who fought in the Civil War be prominent in these celebrations, dressed in their military garb, speeches from enslaved people, the most prominent Black politicians singing of hymns, spirituals, discussions of registering to vote. Enslaved people celebrating in public their newfound freedom was an act of resistance. Because we have to remember, slavery came to an end after a 4 years bloody Civil War. Still the bloodiest conflict in American history. Many people in the South and in the nation who did not want to see slavery abolished fought tooth and nail to block the 13th Amendment. The abolition of slavery created a huge humanitarian crisis in the South. Suddenly, 4 million people have very little means to take care of themselves, to support themselves, and do so in a really hostile environment. So the military was necessary to make sure that enslaved people got the food, the medicine, the shelter that they needed in order to survive. They're also there to protect, to the extent that that was possible, freed people from violence, from recriminations, from slaveholders, from Confederates who still hadn't given up the fight.
And I remember, and the Yankees stopped here, and the Yankees stopped right on the corner of the square, and they prosecuting people, you know. We go to the ground team, and they take them, hang them over the slum. That's the punishment they got. Next time you see, they come a whole troop of Yankees, all riding horses, big guns hanging on. And I said, Mama, where are they going? They're all going home now.
When the last federal troops leave the South, it's a signal to Southerners. The federal government wasn't going to put its might into ensuring the civil rights of Black people would be observed. You have 20, 30 years later, Black people being lynched in public, and there isn't a federal anti-lynching law to protect them. In most communities in America, there's a history of lynching and racial violence. And very few communities have marked that, commemorated that. Every decade since the end of slavery, Black people have been more educated, accrued more wealth, more status in American society. Every decade since 1865. But there's been one constant, and that constant is the presence of random racist violence. What I see in George Floyd's murder was a white police officer attempting to dominate and to subdue a Black man who was not resisting, who could not resist. Even though slavery came to an end in 1865, the desire to master and dominate Black bodies did not. And we have never dealt with that. These are the kinds of stark realities that are highlighted during Juneteenth. If Black people's lives can be expunged through racist violence and no one is held accountable, how free are we? Are we free?
This is a day of profound, in my view, profound weight and profound power. A day in which we remember the moral stain, the terrible toll that slavery took on the country and continues to take. What I've long called America's original sin. At the same time, I also remember the extraordinary capacity to heal and to hope, and to emerge from those painful moments. And we're blessed to mark the day in the presence of Miss Opal Lee. As my mother said, God love her. Grandmother of the movement to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And Ms. Opal is, you won't believe it, she's 49 years old. Or 94 years old. But as I was walking down, I regret that my grandchildren aren't here. Because this is a really, really, really important moment in our history. By making Juneteenth a federal holiday, all Americans can feel the power of this day and learn from our history and celebrate progress and grapple with the distance we've come, but the distance we have to travel, Jim. And I have to say to you, I've only been president for several months, but I think this will go down for me as one of the greatest honors I will have had as president, not because I did it, you did it. Democrats and Republicans.
All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, peace and salutation, brother, hopeful word, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All right, this video here is Juneteenth, the covering of transgressions. All right, Juneteenth, the covering of transgressions. Okay, so of course, you know, there's a purpose behind them signing this bill into law, making Juneteenth a federal holiday and all that stuff. And it's literally to put people who were waking up back to sleep. Okay, because, you know, you have the big BLM movement that's going on and the uproar of people about the injustices and inequalities and, you know, just all kind of things, which that's always been there. Okay, so Juneteenth is more of being made a federal holiday. It's more of, hey, all right, they're complaining, let's give them a little bone, we'll shut them up for a little bit. That's all it really is. Okay, and it will. Our people will actually shut up for a little bit because that appeases them. Equality under oppression appeases Jake. Equality under oppression appeases Jake. I don't know how do you have equality under oppression, but for some reason in Jake's wild, twisted mind, they believe you can't have equality with your enemy while being oppressed by your enemy at the same time. Alright. But so you had the Emancipation Proclamation, which supposedly they say freed the slaves, but that's not even what actually happened. And because if you go into that word emancipate, it means to transfer ownership. Okay? It literally means to transfer ownership. And what was our ownership? What transfer took place? Going from the South to the North. So going from ownership of the people to ownership of the federal government. Okay? So I mean, just think about it, man. But anyway, let's see. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Okay? You playing around with the serpent, you playing around with the devil, the one that's deceiving you. You playing around with him, you're going to get bitten. Alright? Or any such as come nigh wild beasts. You keep house with them, you hold close to them, you want to be all up in arms with them, hand in hand with them, and you get bitten by them, or you get crossed over. I mean, what you expect? You're not going to get any pity from us. Okay? And that's the thing. Because you so wholeheartedly believe in this system that's literally kept you oppressed the whole time, and you just refuse to try to just turn to Yahweh who has your best interest in hand. You just refuse it. Whatever you get is what you're going to get. And you won't get any pity. This is Exodus chapter 21 and 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, we were stolen and we were sold. Or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Are we not still in the hand of the ones, or in the hands of the ones that stole us and sold us? Are we not? Yes, we are. Are they going to let us go? No, they're not. It don't matter how much they'll say stuff, say stupid shit like go back to your own country. All kind of, if you don't like it here, you can go back. That doesn't matter. Because even if we were, Jake, you're not welcomed anywhere in the world. Everywhere you go, the people hate you. You're not welcome anywhere. So where are you going to go? Can't make this shit up. Alright? And don't think that they're going to let you go, let you just walk free. You're their meal ticket. Okay? Jake is the one that built this country. Jake is the one that's keeping it going. You are their meal ticket. You are how they're eating. You are how they're sleeping. They're not going to let you go. Okay? So you can forget about it. It's not going to happen. That's why Yahweh Shai is going to have to come back and take the kingdom. He's going to save us. He's going to redeem us. Okay? This is Psalms 144 and 11. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children. And these are a strange people that we live amongst. Okay? You know, all the idol worship, those are strange things. The things that they do here are literally strange. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, nothing. And their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Their power hand, where their power lies, is falsehood. It's rooted in lies. It's rooted in falsification. Just falsify everything. That's why you can't get anywhere. Jake, you cannot get ahead in Esau's kingdom because their vanity, they speak vanity, they're strange, and their right hand is the hand of falsehood. Because you're trying to work with the system, you're trying to play by their rules, but they make the shit up. They change the rules as they go. They constantly create laws and amend them, amend an amendment to another amendment. They make it as they go. You can't work with that. But you see, the Most High Power Yahweh, He set up laws, statutes, and commandments since the beginning, and they have never changed throughout the time. He said, I'm Yahweh, I change not. Okay? Ye sons of Jacob not confounded. He doesn't change. His word doesn't change. Alright. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 7. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. So if we seem like we're mad all the time, a saying in the world, have a resting bitch face, like, yeah, I'm just mad. But you ain't mad all the time. We're just serious. Okay? We know that this it's playtime is over. We know it's time out for games. Alright? This is some real shit we going into. We need to be serious about this word. Okay? Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. We understand that we are being oppressed. We know that we're not free. We know that we don't have the liberty, to live as we one should. We understand that. And like I said, a wise man will understand that they are being oppressed. The people of the world are not wise. The people of the world think that they're living their best life, chasing the bag, twerking. Well, Jake's stupid. Jake just retarded. Okay? But a wise man will understand. Okay? And a gift destroys the heart. Your la'ab, your mind. A gift destroys your mind. And this Juneteenth being a federal holiday is another gift. So the same way, what's that? Oh, stimulus checks. Stimulus checks. That's another gift that destroys our people's mind. Because they think that they're coming up, not understanding the fact that those stimulus checks and all this spending is adding to the downfall of this kingdom and adding to the financial deficit. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But a gift destroyed the heart. Juneteenth, our people feel like they're winning. They feel like this is a victory, a step forward, in progress. This is not. This is a gift that's set up to destroy your mind. Make you feel like, okay, we're making progression. We can calm down a little bit. They are hearing us. Because remember, our people say that they just want to be heard. Negro, Latino, Native American people just want to be heard. Jake just want to be heard. No. This being heard, so-called heard by your enemy is going to destroy you. Okay? Alright, this is Proverbs 17 and 9. He that covereth a transgression seeketh love, but he that repeateth the matter separateth very friends. Alright? They are seeking love by covering up a transgression. What was their transgression? Transatlantic slave trade, oppressing our people, bombing our people, lynching, killing, stealing, whatever, raping. All these things are transgressions that they are trying to cover up. Did not they say that they are taking slavery out of the history books, so they're not going to teach slavery in the schools anymore? They are literally rewriting history. So no longer is history so history is no longer history, but it is Esau's story. It is his story. It is his story. That's what history has become. Okay? But they're doing that to cover up their transgressions, not understanding that the Creator The power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he requires that which is past. All those things that he's done and is currently still doing, he's gonna pay for that. There's a requirement for that. The same way our transgressions and our idol worship, our things that we did going off, Most High required that. We had to suffer for it. How much more his chosen line suffering and the wicked line suffering. Come on now. Can't make this shit up. Okay? But now this is just a quick lesson on that. So this was Juneteenth, the covering of transgressions. Alright, this is a covering of a transgression so they could seek love from our people. All praise to the Most High Power, Yahweh Bashem Shai. Shalom.